Hello, welcome to this is a Friday. I remember the name's show. My name is yes, I'm doing the news, and I'm with my co-host Matt.
Hi, yes, I'm doing the news. It's lovely to talk to you again. This week it was my album pick, and I picked frickin' Born This Way by Lady Gaga.
Were you born that way?
Well, what way? What are we talking about?
I don't know. It's very non-specific.
It's not, but we'll get to that. But
I am here. I am the news. Tom York featuring Radiohead. Creep. Very 2021 remix. Artists announce COVID over due to rising amount of tour dates added to the rest of the year.
look, man,
Yeah,
it's winding down,
yeah,
hopefully. If
yeah,
not for variants, but like it's winding down. And if
yeah.
if if it builds back up and I don't get to go to the two concerts I have tickets for later this year, I'm gonna be upset. So you know what? I'm here for it.
Good. All right. Phoebe Bridgers announces fall tour. Microphones announce first tour in 18 years. Madian announces an additional tour dates for Good Faith Forever for 2021. Or, I mean, 2022. I forgot this year. Forgive me, I haven't slept in 24 hours. That is a joke.
Some people scheduled stuff for 2022. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like 2022 will obviously be a better year for everybody.
You know what? Okay. People said that about 2021 at the end of 2020, and like realistically, it was never going to be like frickin' utopia year, you know? Like every year's gonna have like I just feel like it's all of last year with people being like, "Oh, this year sucks." It's like, yeah, blame everything on the numerical year of the Gregorian calendar. That's great. That doesn't set your expectations for every subsequent year way too high,
Don't
setting
worry.
yourself up for failure.
Don't worry. I'm like everybody else. I set all my problems to an arbitrary day and a number and my horoscopes.
But don't worry, 2023 is going to be great.
Oh, don't worry. My horoscopes say the year of the dragon's better for me.
I don't even know when the year of the dragon is.
Anyway, the news with Matt.
Oh, you're done. Okay, cool. So, Billie Eilish released a new single this week for a song called NDA, and it also has a video that was seemingly shot in like one take, and there's a bunch of cars driving around, and it's really anxiety inducing. There's a new all-female compilation album called Big Femme Energy, organized by the group Femme It Forward, and it includes new songs from several female artists who I haven't really heard of. But there is a new song on it by Lauren Haregi, While I'm Alive, which also got its own video, and it's pretty damn good. Andrew Lloyd Webber of Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats fame has released another concept album based on his recent stage musical Cinderella, and it includes guest appearances from Helen George, Todrick Hall, and Adam Lambert. Post Malone released a new single this week called Motley Crue, along with a video. When I heard about this song, I was really hoping it was going to be a collaboration with the band Motley Crue, but it's not, and it's not the right spelling for that. So, oops. And then Church has released a new single this week called Good Girls, ahead of their album that's coming out next month. Very excited for that. And that's what I got. That's what I got. And you cleverly skipped over any sort of recent just talking, you know?
What do you mean?
You jumped right into the news, like right
Yeah.
after the intro.
Yeah, there's no life updates. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Only the
I mean
news. I
I
am the
mean
news.
I mean
Anyway, here's
I
some life
have
updates.
I have developments.
Developments.
Yeah, I have a job now.
Ah,
I haven't done the
interesting.
job yet, but I have it, so I can start making money
Well, I'm happy
to
for
fund
you.
these concerts that I'm going to since COVID is over, apparently.
Don't worry. If you were dyslexic, you probably would have gone to the Post Malone concert by accident.
What? Who would I be if I was dyslexic? Who would I be trying to go see if I wandered into a
Motley
Post Malone
Crue.
concert? Okay, okay. I mean, I'd go to a Post Malone concert. Shit, I don't care. I like Post Malone.
Was it beer pong and Bentleys?
Beer pong and Bentleys. Love
God,
it.
I haven't listened to it. I don't know. I only heard Sunflower, but that was written by
I've
somebody
only
else,
heard
wasn't it?
Hollywood is Bleeding because I'm a normie.
I'm sorry. I'm the only. I've only listened and watched the soundtrack and movie to Into the Spider Verse or whatever.
You're also a normie.
Yes, I am.
Look at us, a couple of normies. That's what this podcast should be called, a couple of normies discussing music.
Make it a movie called Normie, and the person never has gone
Normie.
outside. They don't do anything weird. They don't go venturing out into like the wilderness. Actually, wait, no, normies would be spreading the same shit over and over again. Just have it be called the. Just have it. You know what? Just call it Reddit. Anyway, I'm working on my music. That's it. I'm not even fucking joking. I'm not. I haven't done really much. Just grinding away. Oh yeah. Wait. No, I remember. I made the picture for the podcast, which is
Yes, we have a logo now.
yes. I
And this will
made
give
it
me
on
an
a whim.
excuse. This will give me an excuse to put it in the video version because I didn't last week.
It's
But
all
we have that
good.
now.
I'm talking about it. I remember.
And
Hooray.
also because we're no longer on SoundCloud, because SoundCloud has this stupid 4 hour limit on the free plan. We, we
It used to
put
be
we
two
put it on
hours.
Anchor, and you might be listening on Anchor. And if you are, hello. But you could also be listening on other platforms that Anchor is going to distribute it to, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I don't know if it's on there yet. Probably by the time this goes up, because as of yesterday, it said it was pending on Spotify, so it might be on Spotify. Hello, Spotify listeners. I
Hey,
hope you're
don't.
doing well.
We gotta
And we
be
have a logo.
inclusive. We gotta be inclusive. We gotta add the Napster users and the
We don't.
LimeWire
We're not on Napster
users.
or LimeWire. Those are not platforms we're on.
Those are platforms that could illegally pirate our audio right now.
Yeah, please illegally pirate the free podcast on a Friday on Napster.
Also, you're forgetting Apple Music. Hey, Apple, hit
I
us
said
up with a
Apple
deal.
Podcasts.
Hit us
I
up with a
said
deal,
Apple
anybody.
Podcasts.
Listen, we're
I'll
available.
take a sponsorship.
We're taking applications for your ads, and we're gonna put them right in the fucking center of it,
Are you
and
we can
everything will be
actually do
so
that.
good.
There's an option on Anchor to do that. We can do that if you want.
Oh god. Yo, yeah, let's sell out within 3 episodes. Oh, yes. I mean,
First off,
hey,
this
you
this
know
is
what? The
episode
first
6. It's
episode,
it's prime time to sell out.
the first episode is when we sold out, so it's already too late. We can't go back. We already
That's when we
said,
moved out.
yeah, and that's why we're moving up.
I'm so sorry to everybody who doesn't watch every episode of this because we self-reference so freaking much.
I am literally the end of worlds. Come at me. Anyway, I think we have an album to talk about.
We do. This week I picked Lady Gaga's second album, Born This Way, released in May of 2011. It's another pop album, but this time it's dance pop and synth pop and sort of rock depending on the song. Yeah, so it's her second full album. It was the best-selling album of 2011. I picked it because it had its 10-year anniversary a couple months ago, and it was re-released with some like additional tracks that were versions of some of the songs that were covered by LGBTQ plus artists. That's
Hmm.
because this album is unabashedly gay. It's so gay. And I don't mean that derogatorily, I mean it quite literally. The lyrics and themes on this album are all about self-acceptance, particularly directed at the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, we can't forget about women empowerment also.
Yes, there's a lot of that too. Now, Lady Gaga herself came out as bisexual in 2009, not long after the start of her career, and this easily could have been like career suicide for her. But with the success of her debut album, The Fame, and the follow up reissue and EP, The Fame Monster, plus songs like Poker Face that were directly about her attraction to women, and all of her wild and crazy fashion choices in music videos and public appearances, she solidified herself as one of, if not the most important artist of the late 2000s and early 2010s. And so, here we have Born This Way. She normalized her strangeness, her queerness, her ideologies, so let's make a whole freaking album about it.
Dear God, the album cover.
So yeah, she's fused to a freaking motorcycle. That's the album cover.
Oh
Because she was
no.
born that way.
Oh
She was born
no.
as a half motorcycle.
Oh no. This is as good as that fucking. There was this one artist who had a fucking album cover where a goat was delivering the artist.
What? That's really funny.
It's terrible. This art cover. No. Listen, I'm all for the messages in the album. You know what? I'm pretty glad that that's there. I'm also surprised it was ever as big as it was. Not in a backhanded way or anything, but mostly because, again, it was like what, number one in 2011, you said?
Yeah, the best selling album of 2011.
Yup. That is fucking amazing.
I mean, thinking about how many like really big radio singles she had on her first album and the follow-up EP, like it's no surprise that her second full album was that successful, right? Anything she released could have been that successful after the Fame and the Fame Monster.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I lived under a rock. I mean, I did hear the singles often, but like to me back then, I wasn't really too big into pop music, and going to the
Oh,
lengths
neither was
of,
I, but
I was going to the lengths of like just flat out ignoring all of it for the most part.
that was when I was still like, yeah, classic rock only. I'm
Yeah,
a
luckily I grew out
preteen
of my
who
Guitar
only
Hero
likes
3
classic
stage.
rock.
It took me a couple years to grow out of only listening to like Guitar Hero 3 stuff and or yeah, classic rock, I guess.
Yeah.
God. I guess that was all I had to say. Whatever I said in the beginning or when you were talking about the whole LGBT thing.
Yeah.
I guess
I guess
settle those comments.
Yeah, I guess we should also offer a disclaimer that we're both straight white males. And so like
I'm not exactly white.
oh yes you are. Are you wait, are you
No, I'm
serious?
not. I'm serious.
Wait, what are you?
I am part Irish, part Hispanic, etc.
You're a part Hispanic. I did not know this.
Gasp.
Well, you know what? I'm a straight white male. And
Well,
Andrew's a straight, mostly white male.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah, and so like we don't claim to be authorities on a lot of these subjects, but like we're at least comfortable talking about them, you know?
Yes, don't take this the wrong way, anybody else, please. For love of God, we're on your side, not. Anyway,
We're not bigots.
yeah, we're not bigots.
Down with the patriarchy, up with the women.
Yes. Also, we gotta have the obligatory trans rights phrase.
Yeah, trans rights. But
Yes.
not because they're obligatory, because they're necessary and people don't give them enough.
Yes, definitely.
I swear to God, if we say anything in this episode that sounds sarcastic, it's not. Unless it is.
No, we're being
Use your own
serious. We're
discretion.
all for it. We're all for
Use
it.
your own discretion on
Yes.
if we're being sarcastic or
Yes.
not.
We're God, this is a train wreck already. I feel like I had to tiptoe a lot because my like sense of irony
I
and
feel like
sarcasm it will
there-
fucking somebody could take it out of context and it will
there
fucking
are worse albums to discuss. Like the album is very like forward with like issues like
yes.
that, which is great. It should be.
Yes.
But like it's not I wouldn't call it excessively political, you know.
No,
So
no.
I don't think we're just talking about the album. We'll get into that much. And even if it was, you know what? It's not a touchy subject. I can talk about this all day.
I already have problems with public image.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Oh, what's
So-
this? Captain's
so
a
today
controversial.
We're gonna cancel Andrew.
Yes, we're
It's
gonna
gonna be a good
cancel
time.
me. I'm gonna hide in my little hermit bag, and then I'll come back with an album, and then it will brush all the way.
He's
to
gonna
the other
release an
side of the earth.
apology video.
No, it's gonna be an apology album,
The
And it's
thumbnail
gonna-
will be
it's
him.
gonna be-
The album cover will be him crying.
and it'll be shot on a Polaroid, and it will have a picture of the Polaroid. So it'd be an image of the Polaroid with my hand in it, with me crying in it, and it'd be called the apology album.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
That sounds terrible. All right, whoever the fuck wants to take that idea, go ahead. But let me know when you do. I want to see it.
Royalties.
I don't want royalties. I just
I
want
want
to see the cover.
royalties.
You want
I didn't
royalties?
say it, but I want royalties.
How? You're the person who can't. Okay, listen. All you did was come up with the first part. I just made it a
Yes.
little bit. Whatever. You know
Right,
what?
but if
Fine,
you're not taking
fine,
the royalties,
fine,
I'll gladly take them.
fine. All right. Whatever.
Track by track breakdown.
Yes. Let's go.
Great. Well, let's start with track 1, the 5th and final single, Marry the Night. So there's a slow-paced intro to start the album, but then it quickly turns into an electronic dance beat. Lyrically, it's a bit of an outlier from the rest of the album in that it's really not that deep or really inspirational at all. It's just kind of a party song about having a good time in the nightlife of New York City. But I think even that fits with the overall theme of the album by shedding a positive light on that lifestyle choice. And it can also be seen as an allegory for overcoming insecurities and imperfections and just having a good time.
I feel like this entire album, or at least this first track, sets up the entire album to be like an endless party that never ends. I will also
Yeah.
say that a bit of the vocal performance at the beginning reminds me of Bon Jovi,
Oh,
for
no.
better or for worse.
For worse for you. for better for me.
It was listen, I'm not against Bon Jovi. I'm just against
Yes, you
the
are.
fucking. I'm not that terrible. Okay, listen. I am against the majority of what Bon Jovi records, but I'm not against the vocal performances of Bon Jovi.
Thought that was your main issue.
It wasn't as okay. Listen, I can handle it in bite-sized pieces. Okay, just not in a whole album.
Well, next week we're gonna cover Bon Jovi's ringtone album, so we
From a
can give
Nokia,
him.
we're gonna be listening to it from a Nokia phone from the 2000s, and also hooking it up right directly to the speaker of a Motorola.
Exactly.
Come by next week. I thought the guitar tone was terrible,
Mm.
and I was wondering like there was some weird part of the song. I don't know how. Like I don't remember where it was. It was around the third half, I think.
The
But I
third
felt
half?
around it was like weird. I don't know. It was like there was like this weird fucking melody. I didn't like it
The
at
third
first, but then
half.
it grew to be more compelling for
You
whatever
know,
reason.
there's three halves of this song.
Yeah, I'm talking to the last bit.
The
Also,
third half.
my time feels wasted already. Don't really like the sound of it so far.
Yeah, I usually like dance pop songs a lot, but I do think there's something kind of off about like the volume of the instruments versus the volume of her vocals, and I think that's a bit of a recurring trend on the album, but it never fully ruins any of the songs for me.
I don't know. I feel like it suffers from Olivia Rodrigo's Sour's plexiglass sound.
Ah, your hatred of pop production.
I mean, I like to be right up close to the music. Not, I don't like the vocals being too upfront. Like for this majority of it, the vocals are so in front.
They are up front.
Like like I would say an exaggerated degree, but that's just me.
Hmm. I think the chorus could be a little stronger, since Lady Gaga is usually excellent at doing choruses, but I really like the post chorus. The post chorus is probably the catchiest part of the song.
I don't even remember anymore. Can't say for certain. I can give you vague parts.
Great.
All right.
And that's what I do to you when you pick an album, so.
Ah, yes, the respect.
Damn right. Speaking of respect, track 2, the first single, Born This Way. When this song released, it became the fastest selling single in iTunes history. I mean, the song speaks for itself. Love yourself because how you are is how God made you. It's a religiously charged song that's also pro LGBTQ and it manages to do that without being anti-religion. Like it's such a simple message, but it's incredibly well written because it's saying something that no one else was, or I'd argue still is, willing to say, that belief in God and being LGBTQ can go hand in hand. Because there's so many fucking religious nuts who somehow interpreted Jesus Christ's teachings about loving thy neighbor as hate thy neighbor if they are gay, trans, not white, another religion, etc. But that just doesn't add up. So this song is for literally everyone, no matter what their race, ethnicity, sexuality, gender identity, not telling them that they should be pro-God, but rather telling them that if such a being as God exists, that God is pro-you, you know?
Yes.
Also, the song is a bop. Like, yes, there's the cheesy intro, but even with that, this is one of her best songs. And she does that thing in the bridge where she harmonizes with herself, but in one of the vocal tracks, she's singing it completely deadpan and raspy, and I think it really works. She does that on several songs. And the a cappella outro, amazing. Legendary, iconic. I love it.
I thought the beginning, where there was like a quiet snare clap kind of thing going on, I thought that was terrible. Listen, I'll say this. Message is positive, but the instrumentals don't do anything for me. Like I hear it and I just feel indifferent for the most part.
Track 3, Government Hooker. This one is kind of lost on me.
Okay, I write all my comments in advance, I'll say that.
Yes.
But here I'm gonna say what the fuck. I hate the chorus, but the refrain's good.
Oh.
Towards the end of the song, I started thinking to myself, why is the F word intentionally censored? And
okay.
I went to different copies
This
of this
part
on
is
YouTube,
weird.
and I was like, "What
It's
is
always like that.
going on?" And
It's always like that.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Like, so at the end of the song, there's swearing, there's shit and fuck, because we're allowed to say that. But, like, there's, like, a bleep over it, you know? Like, the stereotypical, like, television censored bleep sound. And, like, it's not like this is for the clean version of the album. Every version of the album's clean. There are no explicit songs on the album. There's even later songs where like it does that thing. And like, look, this is like my least favorite trend of like old, like this era, like early 2010s pop music, where they would like they'll say a swear word, usually shit, but it'll be like "sheow," and it does like a electronic effect on it to like cut it
Oh
out. So it
no,
doesn't
that
count. It doesn't count as explicit because you don't actually finish saying the word. I hate that shit. I
I
hate that. But
will
like
I
this just
am.
yeah.
You're out there. You keep doing that. You're a okay.
Yeah, but like the thing about this one there's just bleeps over it, and it's weird because it's not like the song isn't about an explicit topic anyway. Because it's so weird. It's
It's not
about
about an explicit topic. What are you talking
no,
about?
no, 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 no. Well, hold on. It's an extended metaphor about being a woman who sleeps with a politician. Like, topical, more so in the last administration than the one that was going on when this album came out. But I don't, I
Topical if it
don't,
was in like the last decade, yeah, I guess.
well, it was in the last decade.
Well, no, no,
Kind
I
of.
mean for the decade it was released. I mean if you call it relevant, I guess 10 years is relevant, I guess.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But yeah, I don't know how to relate to this. And like not every song needs to be relatable to someone, but that seemed to be the recurring theme of this album so far. And then this, like I don't understand who this song is for. I guess it doesn't have to be for anyone, but it's just a weird one to include.
It's for the album. Serves the purpose and that is it.
I okay.
I don't know. If we're going by filler tracks, this would probably be one of them for me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. This like there's a couple because like early on I read that like in her promoting the album she said there was like a certain number of like 17 or 20 something tracks and there's 14. So clearly some stuff got cut.
I think
Maybe
a little bit
this
more needed to be
one
cut.
maybe this one needed to be replaced with another song that was a draft. Just maybe. Just maybe. I mean, I don't hate the instrumentation. It's much darker than the previous two songs, but it just doesn't seem to fit on the album.
I don't. Okay, if we're going by filler standards, then yes, yes. This song, I don't know really if it, because like all the messages are positive. This one's kind of like, this one isn't really
This
doing.
one doesn't really send a message
It
because
just, it's like
it's not even like politicians don't be scumbags who have sex with people for political gain. That's not even it. It's just like, hey, I'm sleeping with a politician. That's the whole song.
yeah, and I don't know. It just to me doesn't fit. It's
It doesn't
like
click.
I like to go back with the filler thing. It is very much filler.
Yeah. Track 4, the second single, Judas. More religious references.
Any more religious references, and I'll start talking about Binding of Isaac.
Oh gosh. Now, I don't know how religious you are.
Not even at all.
Okay. So do you know the story of Judas Iscariot at least?
Nope. Listen.
All
Okay.
right.
I
No, I got
let me
you.
go into a tangent. Is that okay? I'm gonna go
Yeah,
on a
go for
tangent.
it. I don't care.
I, when I was really young, never liked waking up for church. I would
Yep.
go to church, wake up at like 10 a.m., and I would be pissed at my parents. And I would hate going to church because it ruined sleep for me. And one day, when I was like 4 or 5, I think I escaped. And then they found me. And then they told
Really?
my parents about it. Anyway, I don't remember anything that happened afterwards, but I do remember being caught. So that is my experience with religion. Take that as you will. And by the way, the fact that I remember it will probably tell you how I feel about the religion itself.
We stand religious trauma. If I
I
may ask,
hate.
if you're comfortable sharing, what denomination were you?
I don't fucking remember.
That's fair. Well, I'm Catholic and I'm still Catholic, and you know what?
Oh,
But I'm
that.
not bigoted.
Oh, half Americans are like what, Christian? Put
Christian
me
of
in
some
there.
sort, but there's a lot of like different denominations of
I have no
Christianity.
fucking idea. I didn't give a shit, to be honest. I just wanted my sleep. That's
I mean, I
literally all
get
I
it.
cared about.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Who cares?
So just to be clear, I don't give a shit about religion. That also doesn't make me atheist. I mean, I guess if you care enough, then fuck. Well, then whatever. But in regular standard things, I don't give a shit. You be
Nice.
you. It's okay.
Baby, you were born that way.
You're damn right. Now, what do you have to say about Judas?
Yeah, so Judas was one of Jesus's 12 disciples, and he was the one who betrayed him in exchange for 20 pieces of silver. He went up to him after the Last Supper, after the praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. Gethsemane? That sounds right. And then he went up to him and kissed him so that the guards knew who to arrest, pretty much. And so, pretty much, the name Judas has been like a metaphor for a traitor. just
Ah, The Last
someone who
Supper.
betrays other people. Yes.
Yes.
So this song draws a comparison between her lover and Judas because her lover betrayed her, but she still loves him in spite of that, whether or not she necessarily should. This song is chock full of biblical references because that's the easiest way to piss off conservatives, and it maintains the darker tone of the previous song. I really like this one, especially the chorus.
I started to notice a trend of liking these like bits and pieces of these songs, but discarding everything else. I'm not really liking a bunch of the sounds in these songs. But for the song, I like the pre-chorus.
Yeah, there's a lot of songs on this where like I like bits and pieces more than the rest of the song, but I don't discard the rest of the song.
I do because for me, if I like my goal with going into these albums in mind is like, well, what can I take in that I like, and what like can I learn that I don't like?
So I know we're not doing a repeat of Slippery When Wet. Is there any song you did take away that you liked?
Yes,
Oh, thank God.
sort
Okay.
of.
Okay. Then, well, yeah, I'll take it. I'll
All right.
freaking take it.
Don't worry, I don't have every. Listen, this isn't gonna be a completely negative thing from me. It's just more like I skew towards fucking instrumentals, and we've already established that a long time ago. And for
Yeah.
me, a lot of these instrumentals are very much a product of its time, which was 2011, where a lot of it was like these electro pop songs. And
Yes.
whenever I think about electro pop, I think of fucking Black Eyed Peas.
Mm,
I think of the End specifically, that album.
I haven't heard
And
it.
oh, don't worry. I guess two sides of the same coin, I believe, because they were both released relatively around that time anyway. Where a lot of the pop songs to me at that time were very much kind of like this. It's strange.
Yeah. Track 5, Americano, an electric mariachi song that's pro-gay marriage and pro-immigration. Sign me up.
Oh, so to be clear at this point, my critiques of the album are mostly in regards to instrumentals not aging well, even though I had just stated that just a bit ago. I didn't write anything about this song.
At all?
Like, I just said I'm all for the message that this album is giving. It's just that, unfortunately, the instrumental aren't really doing anything for me.
This is a strange combination of genres. And yet, it still manages to be extremely catchy, at least to me, especially in the pre chorus. Like, I don't think it holds a candle to any of the singles, but it's definitely up there.
I remember thinking at the end of it. I mean, instrumental-wise, of course.
Yeah, Electric Mariachi. Track 6, Hair, which was a promotional single. I love this one. I think it's one of the few songs that I think the instrumental doesn't overpower the vocals, and it has one of the best choruses on the whole album.
Oh, no.
Oh no, he disagrees.
In the song, around the 37-second mark, there's like a weird harsh cut to another vocal take, and I noticed that. The post-chorus is the strangest thing I've listened to in this album so far.
Really?
Like as of the time I was like listening to it, I thought that this was the inclusion of the sax feels like an afterthought. Like the solo was all the way in the background too, and it was pretty lukewarm
Yes.
for a sax solo, in my
Well,
opinion.
let me tell you who's doing that sax solo. It's Clarence Clemens from Bruce
Who's
Springsteen's E Street Band. Yeah, he plays a sax solo during the bridge, as well as on the later song "The Edge of Glory." And my only complaint with that is that the sax isn't louder.
yeah,
Because I think it should be much
will
louder
agree
and
with
much
that.
more forward.
I would agree with that, but I feel like the song would have done better with an even more all over the place sax solo.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. I would have dug the shit out of that.
I also misinterpreted one of the lyrics. I thought that towards the end, the lyrics were "hair on our hair."
Hair on our hair. We got hair
So-
on hair.
So to put it straight to you, if Lady Gaga ever listens, we do have hair on our hair. That's it,
Do we?
I guess. Listen, it doesn't have to make sense. Also, I think this is the worst song so far, instrumentally for me.
Really? It's like it's my favorite so far.
I didn't like it. I know I felt indifferent to a lot of them, but instrumentally for me, this is.
I mean, I get it. It's very pop.
Well, not. I don't. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
But yeah, especially as someone who, again, went to Catholic school up until college and had to wear a uniform every day and abide by a specific dress code, I can relate to the topic of this song. I think there was only one time in high school that I was told I had to cut my hair, but now that I've been growing it out because of the pandemic and it's kind of long and I wear it down instead of poofy like I used to, I really like it. And I think part of the reason I do is because I no longer have anyone forcing me to wear it a certain way or at a certain length. And I know that even then, female students had it way worse. The rules were way stricter for them, and across the board, young women are still forced to dress very specifically because of societal standards set by men, you know? And so when they get a chance to express themselves even a little bit through their hair or something else, it's liberating. And I don't know, I just really like that message.
I need to cut my hair.
I should, but I'm not going to because I like
I'm
it.
going to cut my hair right after this. This was the plan. This was the plan. I wanted to cut my hair before.
How long is yours?
How long is it? I don't know. I'm probably gonna cut it 2-3 inches. It's pretty long. I had it this long like a couple months ago, and I hated it. And I hate it because I like eating food. Please, I
Yeah,
don't want my hair
it does
in my
get
face.
everywhere.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, I have curly hair, so it's fucking it goes everywhere.
Yeah. Track 7, Scheiße, which means shit in German, which, for weirdly enough, didn't need to be fake censored.
Was it?
It wasn't. It wasn't fake censored. But like, if you say it in English, it is. I don't know.
Oh, this.
Yeah, Scheiße.
Well, I mean, hey, I guess it's a clever way of getting over hoops.
Yeah. You wanna hear a fun fact?
Yeah, sure.
The German in the song, the German parts,
It's fake.
yeah, not actual German. It's all nonsense. Like the societal expectations of women that were made up by men. It's nonsense.
Before I realized it was fake German, I was like, I'm gonna send this to my friend who actually knows German.
No, you didn't.
And then I realized, literally about a minute later, oh wait, oh no.
That's hilarious.
Listen, I've heard a couple of German songs, and I almost got caught up in what was real and what wasn't. Listen, as for how loud the album is, I'm gonna get into this. I stopped. I didn't like it. At this point, everything became too loud, and I got tired. And I heard laser beam noises, and I got tired of that too. They're not fun to listen to anymore. There's a problem if I'm not having fun listening to those laser beam noises. Katy Perry, eat your heart out. Whatever this album's trying to convey with its lyrics is very upfront, not subtle at all. We already talked about this, but I kind of wish there was a bit more depth with these lyrics.
Yeah, there probably could be. I think this is the first song for me that I really like the entirety of, not just individual parts of it. Like, yeah, some of the lyrics are very on the nose about female empowerment, but I like the verses, the pre-chorus, the chorus, the instrumental, the fake German. It's all great. Track 8, Bloody Mary. More biblical references.
Baseline.
Baseline?
Baseline.
What do you
Good.
mean? Oh,
It had a good
great.
baseline. Song held my attention for a couple seconds once it kicked in, but then disappointed me when it remained the same way the entirety of it, and didn't really do much to change it.
I think it works very well as a slower tempo song while still having the writing quality of her other songs. I also think the electronic effects on the instrumentation and the Gregorian chanting behind the chorus really add a lot, especially given the religious connotation of it.
You said Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
Oh fuck. Oh god damn it. Were you doing that on purpose? Was that the joke?
Yeah.
Great. Tune in next week when we cover the Beetlejuice musical soundtrack.
Oh god, what the fuck was that one song that everybody knows from that one album? Fuck.
From Beetlejuice?
Yeah, from Beetlejuice.
I don't remember.
Ah!
Yeah, I've only listened to it once, but yeah, there is that one that's really popular.
Anyway. Side the point.
Track 9,
Yes.
Bad Kids. This one's also kind of lost on me. Like, it's another song about loving yourself, but specifically aimed at rebellious kids or teens or other young people who are labeled as bad by societal standards. And that's all well and good, but the tone of this song is all over the place. Like, the verses have that darker feel like some other songs, and I think that would have fit with the topics covered in the song. But then the chorus gets really upbeat and cheery, and it just feels like it belongs in another song.
I felt like the instrumentals were very bare bones. The instrumental needs some meat. The chorus feels flat.
Would you say it needs like a dress amount of meat?
It needs to be a couple of ribs. Needs some ribs.
Needs some ribs, not a whole meat dress.
No, it needs to be as thick of. Need some ribs. We need some ribs.
You see,
Ribs!
you see, audience. I'm able to make these jokes for you to understand, even if they go over his head. It's fine, because you all know about Lady Gaga's infamous meat dress. So I don't need to explain
That thing. Oh fuck!
it.
I need to add a timer to when I figure that out. Jesus. I hate the intro vocal like glitch at the beginning. I wondered why that was left in. I think that like that kind of thing doesn't work with Lady Gaga. And I'm
Really?
gonna talk about Will I Am again because Will I Am does it in the end a couple times, I believe. And I might be thinking of a different album that was maybe after the end because I think the end came out around 2008. I'm thinking of like around the time Move Your Body and I'm a Bee was released. It works for Will I Am, not you. I'm sorry.
Oof, oof. Yeah, I think this one's still pretty catchy. It's just not as memorable as the other songs for me.
I would like to comment on that, but I pretty much don't remember this song itself, so I guess that should probably say a lot.
Track 10, Highway Unicorn, Road to Love.
I gotta run away from this album when I'm done. I'm tired of hearing all these songs with no dynamic range. I'm exhausted from the lack of variety in this album. Thus far.
I think this is lyrically the weakest song on the album. Like it's the same message of positivity as previous songs, that love is love and no one can stop it. But the metaphors about driving and chasing a unicorn, I don't follow. Like it's the most vague shit that I've heard on this album so far. And don't get me wrong, the chorus is fine, but it doesn't really say anything. At least not anything that hasn't already been said in a better way on this album.
The sidechain at the end was overdone. Like, I heard it around, was it 3 minutes and 44 seconds? And it felt like it was just like, I could hear like the kick was just thumping at that organ or whatever.
You and these time codes, man.
Listen, I speak in numbers.
I don't even think to do that. I should
I buzz like a fridge.
You buzz like a fridge. I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about.
One day it'll make sense. One day. I also, at this point, had read something about Springsteen and Billy Joel being a big point of inspiration.
There were a lot of old artists that were inspirations for this album.
And I could tell. Yeah. But it ain't no Born in the USA 2.
Track 11, Heavy Metal Lover. This is the energy that Bad Kids needed.
Out of all the songs I've listened to in this album, I enjoyed this one the most.
Hell yeah.
And a fucking filter fade in was something I didn't expect.
Hell yeah.
But I liked it anyway.
Yeah. So, this song is just about sex, right?
I thought it was about like the failed relationship and not that. Well, never mind. I remember the lyrics now. Oh god.
Yeah, like I've heard a couple different interpretations, but all of them only apply to like a couple lyrics. But like, I mean, the first lyric of this song is, "I want your whiskey mouth all over my blonde south." That's pretty on the nose, or in this case, the, you know.
What were you gonna say?
You know.
No, really. I don't understand. I'm joking.
The blonde south.
The blonde south? I'm talking about Texas. What?
Yes.
Why would you want to talk about Texas?
I have no idea. Also, there's vocoder in the bridge.
I forgot about the vocoder.
I love vocoder. If you want me to like your song, put in Talkbox or vocoder.
Man. Okay, actually, that was one part I did not like about the song.
Fuck you, vocoder's great.
Vocoders can be good, but
vocoders are always good. So are
nobody's done them to the extent of Daft Punk. I'm sorry.
Since Daft Punk.
Well, Daft Punk was still a duo when this came out, so.
Yeah, but I mean, since they started, I think people did it better.
You don't have to remind me that they broke up. Listen, man, you don't have
to. Broke up.
Fuck
Get
you.
over it.
I'm done. Fuck you. I'm done with this podcast.
Done?
I'm done.
We have more songs.
See you next week.
We have a couple more songs. We're so close. Come back.
I don't like this anymore.
Track 12, Electric Chapel. What is this fucking 80s glam rock guitar intro? This song rips.
Do you have a better song than this somewhere around?
This song rips. Although I have no idea what it's about.
I don't like it. You don't have any idea what it's about?
No. Like,
no?
I guess the Electric Chapel could be like a safe space from both religion and sex, but like other than that, I can't really get a grasp on.
I don't know. I read the Genius page for this to get a better sense of it. And
it's extremely. It's still really cryptic, even with that.
I thought it was a safe space for the fans. It's like a chapel for the fans where they can be themselves, you know, because they were born this way.
But I don't.
So they can marry the night with a government hooker, and Judas is there with an Americano and they had
Judas
some
is there.
hair
Judas
with a
is
Bloody
there with an
Mary.
Americano.
There was a couple bad kids,
Drinking
so they wanted
Bloody
to take
Mary.
the highway unicorn with the heavy metal lover, and I don't know how to fucking pronounce sleep.
This is the third episode we've done this bit in.
What do you mean?
This is the third episode in a row where we, at some point, make a joke where we use, like, all the names of the songs from the album to make an incoherent sentence.
Well, you see, you and I are at the edge of glory.
Spoilers! But that was really good. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the instrumentation on Electric Chapel,
I don't.
but yeah, I had no idea what it's about. Track 13, the fourth single, You and I. Why is this song better than every other country song from that era?
We will rock you.
Yes, it samples
And
the drums from We Will Rock You.
And I know Brian May already played the guitar on this one.
Brian May played guitar! I love it.
I also thought that this, like, a part of the song reminded me of Wanted Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Well, here's that variety I was asking for earlier.
Yeah, this is my favorite song on the album. I think everything about it works, lyrically, vocally, instrumentally. It features frickin' Brian May, the lead guitarist from Queen. This is just a really good Queen song.
Oh no, don't say that.
The one
Don't
negative
say that.
thing I'll say about this song, and it applies to a couple previous songs too, like Heavy Metal Lover, is that it suffers from what I'm going to call the Billy Joel syndrome, in that it's a love song that was written about her boyfriend at the time, who she later broke up with. So there's that era of, oh god, does she still think about him every time she plays this song, or has she detached all
Oh
meaning?
god. Oh, that's something I haven't thought of. Oh no, wait. So
It
then
happens so
what
much
is-
because writing about
then-
your current relationship is the easiest thing to do, as we've established. But
Oh
like,
yeah, cough cough, I'm definitely not being a
Jesus.
hypocrite.
Oh,
My
did
fault.
I just give you a new existential fear about your own music?
No, because I already realized it and I'm already past that.
Nice.
Listen, that would be terrible to work on an album and it's riddled with all of this. And like, it's like a bipolar state of like mind. It's like, oh geez, this album. Oh no.
Oh my god.
That-
Imagine if Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes ever break up, like, no one's ever gonna be able to listen to Romance again.
I guess you should say it's the end of romance.
It would be the end of Romance. I'm on the end of Romance.
Oh god, no.
Well, that's a good transition of any, if any. Track 14, The Edge of Glory, the third single, and the final track. Finally, the Clarence Clemens saxophone solo that we deserve.
Yes, I hear the trans influences also.
Yeah.
Yes, it's incredibly 2010. I hear it, and I hear the cheese. You know, all this is missing is a feature from will.i.am. Then
No.
we would be okay.
You know
Yes.
what? I didn't think about this. There's no features. I mean, yes, Brian May and Clarence Clemens, but like vocally, there's no features on this album. I love that. I love a pop album without features.
So I will say this. No fun. Only comments about how I feel nothing when I listen to this.
Really? Wow.
This goes for most of the album.
I think this is a freaking phenomenal closing track. Not only is it about living life to the fullest, so you can be proud of your life right before death, so it has that sense of finality that all great closing tracks need, but it also has what I would argue is Lady Gaga's best chorus of all her work, that I've heard at least. It's absolutely excellent, and I think it's a perfect way to end the album.
It was alright. I feel like, okay, to me, it's serviceable.
Okay.
Do we have any final thoughts?
I have final thoughts.
What are your final thoughts?
I think this is one of the most important pop albums of all time, not just thematically, but musically too. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on late 2000s mainstream pop. My knowledge of that era is limited to Adam Lambert, who is not indicative of the genre as a whole. But I don't remember anyone putting rock or electronic elements into their mainstream pop songs before Born This Way. It didn't just make people realize, oh, I can love whoever I want and live however I want and not be judged by everyone for it. It also made them realize, oh, I can put elements of other genres into my mainstream pop music without fear of it being a commercial failure. You think we would have gotten Olivia Rodrigo without Born This Way? You think we would have gotten any of Lady Gaga's later work without Born This Way? There's no way she would have made Art Pop or Chromatica or even Joanne if not for this album coming before it. And she wouldn't have been able to make this album if she hadn't already established herself as an excellent pop artist through The Fame and the Fame Monster. She set herself up for success and then she revolutionized mainstream pop. And it's better now for it. Is the album perfect? No. Is it even my favorite Lady Gaga album? No. And I haven't even heard all of them. But it's damn good, especially the singles, even if there's a couple low points in the album filler.
I thought the album was okay. But I will say, because of the whole way it was mixed and mastered, there is no dynamic range, leaving me with ear fatigue. And because of that, I don't find myself wanting to listen to a majority of the album ever again. But that isn't to say that there is importance in what this album says, because there is. I think that this, in terms of the message it gives out, is a triumph.
Especially for 2011.
Yes, that is incredible, in my opinion. But unfortunately, instrumentally wise, a lot of it kind of falls on me. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not picking another pop album in a month from now.
Oh, don't worry. My next album's going to be a pop album. We can
Really?
do pop right. We're going to do pop right.
Ooh, interesting. I'm intrigued now. All right. Well, that's the album. How about some frickin' music recommendations?
Well, I talked about a German song. I'm going to spell it out. J-A exclamation mark.
Ja?
Ja, yes. But it's probably...
Or ya?
Yeah, probably
Or
that.
ha, if it's Spanish.
And it's by Klaus Johann... I can't pronounce his last name.
You need
Grob?
to, so I know what to put up on the screen.
Grob?
On the video
Grob?
version.
I feel so bad for fucking...
We
fucking
also
up
have
your
a
name.
video version if you're listening exclusively on an audio
Don't
platform.
worry.
Go to the YouTube. It should be
God.
linked on most places. And
Oh, no.
we put up album covers and single covers and whatever we talk about in the news and our recommendations. It's a good time.
This is my German song that I'm recommending, and I botched it up. My German friend's probably gonna be really upset with me. I'm also sorry on the behalf of all German listeners. God. In an English sense, here's another song I would recommend that I can actually pronounce.
You can't do
Argument.
2 recommendations.
Listen, I'm breaking it because I can't pronounce the other one very well, okay?
You can
I'm
do
saving
2
face.
recommendations. You can do
I'm
what you
saving
want.
face.
Go for it.
Argument by Fugazi.
Fugazi. It's
Fugazi.
an Italian.
No, not Fugazi. It's Fugazi.
Fugazi.
Yes.
1Z.
1Z.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm going to recommend Mama We're All Crazy Now by Quiet Riot. I've been listening to their 80s discography and other albums with their original lead vocalist over the last week, and I really like Quiet Riot. I'm really into them. Their biggest song, Come On Feel the Noise, was a cover of a song by the band Slade, and so on their second commercial album, they did another cover of a song by Slade, Mama We're All Crazy Now, and since I listened to their stuff, this song has been in my head, so I'm getting it out of my head by giving it to your head.
I did not like Come On Feels the Noise. It felt derivative.
Well,
of
Mama
the-
We're All
the
Crazy
one
Now
song.
is the same fucking song, so
Oh my god, why? Listen.
now I know not to recommend Condition Critical or Mental Health.
Oh, okay, listen.
Or
I'm not dissing.
sorry,
I'm not
not to
dissing
do
on your
those albums on the
recommendation, but I'm
podcast.
dissing on the band itself for copying fucking. What was it? What the fuck was that
Slade?
band's name? Not Slade. The other one that made the fucking other song. We're not
That's
gonna.
so specific.
We're not.
Oh, yes.
Fuck is it called? It's by Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister.
We're not gonna.
take it.
Yes.
Yeah,
fuck.
those songs are very similar, although which I don't know which came first, but given Come On Feel the Noise, given that it's a Slade cover, the Slade version was a 70s song, and both We're Not Gonna Take It and Quiet Riot's versions were 80s songs. So
Okay. So
if
it predates
anything,
it. Okay.
if anything, it the original version predates it, but they are very similar.
Got it. Okay.
Well,
All right.
this has been on a Friday.
Come by next Friday when we actually record on a Friday.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, I don't know. Who knows?
Depends if I work, because I got a job.
Ah, yes, you got a job on a Friday.
Job on a Friday. Well, sometimes on a Friday. I don't know.
Tune in next week where we change the name of the show to On a Saturday.
On a Saturday. No, we're not doing that. That's a lot.
No, we're not
Don't lie
doing
to
that.
the audience.
So, hello, audience. Goodbye, audience.
You were born this way.
And you are also living at the edge of glory. You and I.